trying to put this as delicately as I can. How do I know you won't kill me in my sleep?
You don't know me, son, so let me explain this to you once. If I ever kill you, you'll be awake. You'll be facing me, and you'll be armed.
That bit of frontier wisdom has landed a University of Wisconsin professor in some hot water. I'm Steve Green. This is Trifecta, and with me here today, of course, Bill Whittle and Scott Ott, my brown coat friends. All right, Scott, James Miller, he's a theater professor at Madison, and he put this poster of Captain Malcolm Reynolds from the short-lived show Firefly. He put it on his office door with that last quote on it. You can see it right there. And as sure as offense follows liberalism, the campus chief of police took it down. She even warned him that if he put it up again, he could, and this is a quote, face charges of disorderly conduct. For a poster, Scott.
I understand the police chief has already also taken in the Wisconsin Badger mascot for beating on the Iowa Hawkeye mascot at the last football contest that they had there. This is just absurd. I mean, how lame can this get? Here we are, we're in the halls of academe where our country is being torn down on a daily basis by these professors, and what we're concerned about is a poster from a TV show?
Yeah, a TV show that lasted all of 14 episodes, too, but they were 14 great episodes. All right, Bill, despite threats from Lisa Walter, she's the police chief, Miller then put this poster on his office door. It says, warning, fascism. Fascism can cause blunt trauma and or violent death. Please keep fascism away from children and pets. Bill, you're starting to like this guy, aren't you?
Yes, I am. First of all, let's talk about what it was that Mal was really saying in that clip. What he basically was saying is, I am not going to behave in an underhanded way. In other words, look at what this police officer is protesting to. He says, if I ever kill you, you'll be awake, you'll be facing me, and you'll be armed. So if you're none of those three things, if you're not armed, you got nothing to worry about from guys like Mal, who is a straight shooter, man, honest, integrity, all those other things. And frankly, I think the guy's probably lucky that he only chose Mal, because if he put up some of Jane's sayings, you know, the guy would probably be in jail by now. And God bless Adam Baldwin, who was just terrific as Jane. And that Adam Baldwin was also in Full Metal Jacket. So you could have gotten some of Arlie Ermey's statements from his boot camp indoctrination, and that probably would have gotten the professor the electric chair, probably, if he'd had that on his walls.
Probably, yeah. There's no death penalty in Wisconsin, I don't think, but yeah, they would have reinstated it for that. All right, Scott, if there's violence inherent in the system, where does it lie? With amusing posters from cult TV shows, or in a campus police force that silences any speech it doesn't agree with?
Well, you know, for years people have been complaining that the violence on television, the violence in video games causes violence in society. And there may be a connection between that. I rather think it is an offshoot of the violence inherent in humanity. But when it gets right down to it, when our college campuses have little committees like threat assessment committees that are actually talking about things like TV show posters, it's time to shut down the entire university.
Well, it might just be. And that's Scott Ott, the man behind Freedom's Charter, the story of our Constitution. That's debuting soon right here on PJTV. And don't miss his trifecta this week on letting the economy collapse, believe it or not. All right, Bill, believe it or not, you already answered my second question. So instead, I'm going to ask you this. What is the right way to deal with this sort of leftist intolerance?
First thing that should have happened is every student, whether you agree with the philosophy or not, every student on that campus should have posted one of those posters at midnight on every lamppost in the entire city of Madison or wherever it was. That's the first thing you do. Look, what really kills large numbers of people is big state socialism. 30 million in the Soviet Union, 50 million in China, 7 million in Cambodia. It is the repression of the free expression of ideas that kills people. The repression of ideas leads to physical intimidation. The physical intimidation leads to the kind of tyranny that murders millions and tens of millions of people. That starts by telling people that they cannot express an opinion. And when that starts to happen, it has to be met with a response that's commensurate with the potential downstream damages. That woman needs to be fired, and she needs to understand why she's being fired. And then they need to put that poster on every door on the campus.
All right. That's something Mal Reynolds would hold to. That's Bill Whittle, co-founder of Declaration Entertainment and the creator of Afterburner. His trifecta this week examines our most genuine president ever. All right, folks, there's nothing funny about violence, but There's something hysterically funny in the left's attempts to smear anything as violent just because they don't like it. Instead, I think they ought to take a cue from Captain Reynolds, so let's give him the last word.
Did you send word to patients?
Ain't heard back yet. Didn't she shoot you one time?
Everybody's making a fuss.